Okay, so if anyone trickles in throughout, that's totally okay, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So welcome. This is Study Abroad 101. Just for your information, this is an informational session only, so this is not a formal class or anything like that. We hold these information sessions regularly throughout the semester, both virtual and in-person options, so that students can get more information about study abroad, how to get started, and have the chance to ask questions. So first things first, let me see here. If you can please join the following link. So go ahead and scan the following QR code. If you have any issues with the code, let me know. You can send a message through the chat. But I don't know if you've used Lido before, but we're going to, throughout the presentation, there will be some questions that will pop up on the screen. And so you'll be able to answer that on your phone or laptop if you're using laptop to join as well. And so the questions, don't worry, most of them will be opinion type questions and also to check your understanding of the information we're going over, but you're not being graded or anything. So no worries if you don't know for sure one of the answers. It's more for us to get a better understanding of what it is you know, what you don't know, and what you're interested in learning more about with our study abroad programs. So if you're just joining now, go ahead and scan this QR code. You'll be able to answer questions throughout the presentation using this code. If you missed it, it'll come back up later. Okay, so the first thing to go over is what is study abroad? So what do we consider a study abroad program here at SEMO? So study abroad is not just a vacation. It's not just travel. It is actually, these study abroad programs are academic programs where students have the opportunity to earn credits towards your SEMO degree while you're either living or traveling abroad. And so we have a variety of different program options, and they all kind of have different levels of costs, benefits, and housing options available depending on the specific program. And we're able to offer these opportunities because we have partnerships with universities abroad, as well as some study abroad provider companies. So we can provide these opportunities to our students. And so the great thing about participating in our study abroad programs as a SEMO student is that you are able to use your financial aid and any scholarships that you typically receive for all of our study abroad programs. So the first question, if you're just joining, go ahead and scan this QR code to join so you can answer. But the first question I have for you is, what is one country that you would like to study abroad in? So what's a country that you're interested in traveling to, interested in studying in, so I can get a better idea of what our students are looking for. I'll give you a couple of minutes to answer the question. France, okay, awesome. We do have program options in France. We can get into a little bit more later when you have the chance to look at our program options. But France, we have both semester, year-long options, as well as short-term programs that visit France as well. Taiwan is also a really good one. We also have semester and year-long options in Taiwan, but we also have short-term programs that go to Taiwan as well. I'll give it just another minute in case anyone else has an answer they'd like to share. Japan, Taiwan, nice. Okay, yes. Japan is another one that we have both semester-long and short-term programs available. So we have good options, it looks like, for what you all are looking for. That's great to hear. So the first thing I want to let you know, this is an important point, so you know who to contact when you have questions about study abroad. So the first person you should contact would be a study abroad coordinator with our Office of International Education and Services. I am currently the only full-time study abroad coordinator. We do also have a part-time study abroad coordinator, Dr. Wong McGrath, who is a part-time faculty member as well at SEMO. And so we can help you with your study abroad questions. For academic matters, we might then refer you to your department chair, but I would be your first point of contact whenever you're looking into study abroad programs. So thinking about your options for study abroad. So I kind of mentioned when you all were mentioning kind of the places you're interested in going that we have both short-term and long-term programs. So our first option is our semester and year-long program option. So that's what we consider our long-term programs. We consider these to be long-term because of the amount of credit hours you earn during the program. So these would be either one semester or a full academic year in length. And on these programs, you would earn a full semester of credit hours during the program. So if you're an undergraduate student, you would be earning anywhere from 12 to 15 credit hours during that semester abroad. Or for graduate students, you would be earning anywhere from 9 to 12 credit hours. And the cost for these semester and year-long programs does vary depending on the program. But one key piece of information that you should keep in mind is that any programs that are labeled as exchange semester programs will charge the same tuition rate as your usual on-campus SEMO tuition. So if you're looking at an exchange semester program, you'll be paying the same tuition you're used to paying here at SEMO. The only cost difference would be the cost of living in wherever you're studying. So that will, of course, vary depending on the location. But we have that information available on our study abroad portal, which I'll go over a little bit later. So you can kind of do your research and find which programs fit into your budget. Okay, and then in addition to our exchange semester programs, we also have programs that are labeled as semester abroad, AIFS abroad, and CIEE. And these programs are not exchange programs. So they are programs where you have the opportunity to spend a semester abroad, but you won't be paying the exact same tuition rate that you're used to paying here at SEMO. So the tuition will vary, and then the living costs, of course, will vary depending on the location as well. So these ones you'll have to kind of look into each individual program to see the specific cost information for each program. Then our short-term program options, these I would say are our most popular option for our students because they do tend to be the most flexible to fit into students' degree programs because of the length. So they can last anywhere from 1 to 12 weeks in length, and they typically fall during one of our break periods, so either summer, winter, or spring break. And then on these programs, students have the opportunity to earn anywhere from 3 to 6 credit hours, and that can be undergraduate or graduate credit, depending on the program and the student. And the costs for these programs, to break them down a little bit, it will depend whether you're participating in a faculty-led program or another short-term program. So our faculty-led programs, these programs, you are going to be enrolled in typically a 3 credit hour course that's associated with the travel. So there will be a 3 credit hour course. You'll pay for those 3 credit hours just like you would pay for a normal class. And then in addition to the 3 credit hours, you'll be charged a program fee. And so the program fee would cover things like accommodation, some meals are typically included, as well as like in-country transportation. So if there's any like trains or buses or things like that you have to do during the program, that will be included in the program fee. And that will be charged to your student account as well. So the program fee, you can also use kind of like financial aid and scholarships to help cover that amount. And then besides our faculty-led programs, that's kind of the cost information for faculty-led programs. But then in addition, we do also offer short-term program opportunities through our partners. So through our partner universities, as well as those 2 companies that we work with, which are AIFS Abroad and CIEE. And so these programs, you also have the opportunity to earn anywhere from 3 to 6 credit hours, depending on the program. There are some volunteer abroad opportunities, as well as intern abroad opportunities with these partners. And so that is an option as well, but the cost will vary depending on the program. So again, you'll have to look into the specific program to find out the cost for that particular program that you're interested in. Okay, so a little check-in here. What type of study abroad program interests you the most? If you've lost the page, you can scan this QR code again and let me know kind of what you're most interested in. Short term, okay, that doesn't surprise me since that does tend to be our most popular option, and our short-term programs are really great experiences. Okay, it looks like most everybody interested in short-term. We do also have, I did separate it here, but there are some programs that are internship abroad that are also short-term opportunities. Like during the summer, they have some short-term internships and short-term volunteer opportunities. So some of these could be a combination of study abroad and intern abroad if you were interested in doing something like that. Okay, awesome. We're going to move on to the next slide. So when can I go abroad? You might be wondering, when is the best time to participate in a study abroad program? So I will tell you that you can really study abroad at any time during your SEMO journey. So anytime during your degree, you can study abroad. And you can even study abroad more than once. We have had students that have participated in multiple study abroad programs, whether that's a short-term program and then a semester program, even 2 semester programs, or 2 short-term programs. So you can kind of select programs as they fit into your schedule. And so our faculty-led programs specifically are open to any level. So they're open to freshmen, upperclassmen, and graduate students. Of course, there are certain programs that might not have graduate level credit available. So for graduate students, you'll have to make sure that graduate credit is available. But our freshmen, upperclassmen are typically eligible for most programs. Some programs will have specific eligibility criteria, so you'll just have to make sure that you meet the eligibility criteria for the particular program you're looking at. With all of our other programs, so any of our exchange semester, semester abroad, or any of our short-term programs through our partners, they will typically require that you have at least 30 credit hours completed before that semester abroad. So not necessarily when you apply, but by the time you're planning to go abroad, you should have at least 30 credit hours accumulated, and then also a 2.5 GPA. That being said, there are some programs that might have slightly different criteria. They might have additional prerequisites that you have to fulfill before participating in the program, or a higher GPA, for example. So I do recommend that you always, although this is kind of the general rule that you generally have to have the 30 plus credit hours for any program besides faculty led, I would still recommend that you check the program's eligibility criteria to make sure that you qualify for that particular program. And so how do you earn credit on these programs? So I've touched on this a little bit when we were talking about the 3 credit hour courses, but for your faculty-led programs, the credit for faculty-led programs is a little bit simpler. It's basically like enrolling in an on-campus course. So you'll be enrolled in a 3 credit hour SEMO course that's part of the travel program. And typically the faculty member leading the course has developed the syllabus, the curriculum for the course. And usually most of our faculty-led programs offer the option to earn credit for a course called Transcultural Experience, which is UI 343. Not all of our faculty-led programs offer that option, but most do. And then they might offer additional course options as well in addition to that. So you can, if they have multiple course options with a faculty-led program, you can select which course you'd prefer out of the options. And for certain programs, there might just be one course option that you have to choose. And so with that said, the UI 343, that course can typically fit into many students' general education requirements, or it might be able to fit into your degree requirements for your major or minor as well. You'll just have to talk with your department chair to approve any course substitutions that need to happen. So if you're not sure how that course will fit exactly into your degree plan, definitely talk with the program lead, so the faculty who's leading the program, as well as your department chair, to make sure they're able to make that substitution in your degree works. Okay, then in addition to that UI 343 course, there are some programs that offer upper level or graduate level options. For example, our International Business Programs Office leads several faculty-led programs every year. And so one of the options with those programs is typically BA 560, which is Topics in International Business. That can be taken for graduate level or undergraduate credit. And then we do have a new program this year that's being led in our Communication Disorders Department. And so that program, the only course option is CD 570, which is the practice of speech language pathology abroad. And so that can be taken for upper level undergraduate credit or graduate credit for students in those programs. And then in all other programs, so if you're not doing a faculty-led program, if you're doing whether it's a short-term program through one of our partners, or if it's a semester-long or a year-long program, you'll have to follow kind of this process to earn credit. So the first thing you'll do is receive typically a course list. So you'll, depending on the institution, they'll typically send you a list of course options that you can choose from. And then you'll have to look through those options and decide which ones might fit best with, which ones might match best to your SEMO degree courses that you have left to take. So for help with that, you'll want to work with your academic advisor and the department chair at SEMO to choose your courses. And so I have listed here the appropriate department chair and not necessarily your department chair for a reason. Because you'll have to work with the department chair of the subject area that you're taking to determine what the SEMO course that matches that course would be. So for example, if you are a business major here at SEMO, but you want to take a biology course abroad to fulfill your natural sciences credit, you won't work with the business department. Instead, you'll work with the department chair for biology to get that biology course approved. But then if you're taking additional coursework that's in business, then you would work with the business department to get those courses approved. And one note as well is that if your major is within the Harrison College of Business and Computing, you won't work with your department chair. Instead, you'll work with the director of international business programs for any major within that college. Okay, and so something you will need to do at that point, once you've kind of decided which courses you're interested in, is reach out to the host of the program to get syllabi for the courses abroad. And then you'll need to share those syllabi with whichever department chair is approving the course. So they'll need to see the syllabi so they can evaluate the syllabi and then decide what SEMO course that can substitute for. Then at that point, you'll need to get a written agreement signed. We call it a learning agreement form or an application for credit for study abroad, which you'll need to get signed by that department chair to so that we have written documentation of that approval for that course substitution for you. Okay, so it is very important that you're planning ahead. That part of the process can be a little bit, it can take time. So because you do have to go, you have to, choose the courses that you're going to take, see how they'll fit into your SEMO degree, and then get the approval from your department chairs. And so it is important that you're planning ahead for these programs and making sure that you get approval before you go abroad to make sure that your courses will count towards your degree when they come back to SEMO. It might be possible, like if you haven't done that step before you go abroad, you might be able to get those approvals when you come back, but it's a little bit risky because you don't have that prior approval, and you might not know exactly what courses they're counting for, which could make it difficult for you to plan for future semesters. Okay, and so something to note as well is that the courses you take abroad can count for either major, minor, or general education requirements as long as you get prior approval. Okay, so I'm going to show you the study abroad portal. This is where you will go to search and apply for any of our study abroad programs. So this is the link that you can use, but I'm going to show you where to find this on our website. And so there's kind of two different ways you can access the study abroad portal. If you are a SEMO student, you can open your my.semo.edu portal and then search for study abroad portal. So I have the screenshot here. You can search here, study abroad portal. And then under tools, you should see here the study abroad portal. Then when you click here, that will take you directly to the portal to start searching through our program options. There is another way to access the portal in case like your friends or family who aren't SEMO students want to find the portal and kind of look through what options we have. And I'll show you how to find that. So you'll visit SEMO's website at our study abroad page. So if you just Google SEMO study abroad, that will take you here. And on this page, you'll just scroll down. This is the main study abroad page. There's also a lot of good information on the study abroad 101 tab. But to get to the portal, you can just scroll down, and under choosing a program, you'll find two links. To get to the study abroad portal, you want to click this link that says Explore Programs on SEMO's study abroad portal. So this link will take you here to our study abroad portal. And I'm going to take a minute just to kind of show you how to navigate this in case you've never seen it before. I would recommend that you sign up for an account. So you can sign up for an account here at the top. It will just be single sign-on. So you'll use the same login information that you typically use for any of your SEMO accounts, like your email and your portal. And then you'll be automatically signed in. And so to navigate this, there are some filters that make it easier. So in case you're looking for a specific term, for example, if you're interested in studying abroad in fall 2025, you can select fall 2025, hit filter, and that will filter down to only our fall 25 options. You can also select for specific subject areas. So these are pretty specific. So I would add like any that are related to your area that you're interested in. So, okay, for example, if you're an acting major, you might be looking for acting courses specifically. But then we also went to add theater. Sometimes theater is spelled different. So let's see. Okay, there are some more like directing and theatrical production we can add. So we can kind of go through and add all of the options related to theater and then filter. Okay, and that will narrow down your options as well. Then if you're interested in a specific country, you can select a specific country to filter, a program type. So if you only want to see exchange options, like only those options that you're paying equal tuition rate to what you typically pay, you can select exchange. And there's other options there as well. Then in more filters, there's program name. So if you know a specific program already you're interested in, you can type that here. Housing type, if you are looking for a specific type of housing while you're abroad, and language of instruction. So this is a really important one. If you only speak English and you're looking for English taught courses only, you'll want to select language of instruction English, and that will show you universities that have courses taught in English. That doesn't necessarily mean that all of their courses are taught in English. That just means they have some courses taught in English. So you will need to do a little bit more digging than to find out if they offer the courses that you need in English. Okay, and so these are some options. So then we can kind of click into the program to get more specific information. Like if we're interested in this exchange semester in England at the University of Portsmouth, we can click on the program to open it up and learn more information. There are several tabs here with information. So this has kind of a general overview on the first tab. Then there's the About Program tab that has information of like the language, location, passport and visa requirements, housing, and then information about the host university or organization. There's an academics tab, and this will show you information about the course options available. I would definitely recommend clicking on the link you see here. This will take you directly to the university's website, to wherever they have courses listed on their website, so you can look through the options here. And then the term information tab will have upcoming terms that you can apply for. So we can click, if you want to start your application, you would just click apply now. And then you can start your application. The eligibility tab, this is where you'll need to check if you qualify, if you meet the eligibility criteria for the program. And then the cost and funding tab will give you an estimated cost of attendance. Okay, so back to the presentation here. And that's kind of a quick overview of our portal, but I'll give you the chance to navigate it now yourselves. And so at this point, I would like you to unmute yourselves if you can. We want to hear some talking now. And so now it's your chance to explore the portal. So I would like you to open up the Study Abroad portal, so you can either go through our website or through your my.semo portal again, and then answer these questions. So I'll give you a few minutes to open the portal. But the first question is, how many faculty-led programs can you find? And so I'll give you a hint. All of our faculty-led programs are labeled starting with short-term faculty-led. So count the number of short-term faculty-led programs that you see in the portal. The term is not important, so whatever term it's being offered during, just tell me how many you see total. If you don't want to unmute yourself, you can also send your answer in the chat if you prefer. And I'll open up the portal as well to show you kind of what we're looking for. So make sure you have cleared the filters, and we're counting the number of faculty-led programs, right? So you can look at the name of the program, or you can even, since they're all labeled as faculty-led, you can even type here in the top search bar, faculty-led, and then that will narrow down to your faculty-led options. Okay, let me see. I think we have something in the chat. 7, perfect. Thank you, Ellen. Yes, we have 7 faculty-led programs currently listed in our portal. That doesn't mean we only have 7 faculty-led programs. I will tell you that we are publishing new faculty-led program options all the time. We have faculty that are developing new programs or faculty that are going through the process of getting their programs approved. So we can't publish those programs until they are officially approved by the university administration. So anyway, just keep checking back regularly if you don't see a faculty-led option that meets your needs or interests you, because there might always be new programs published here as well. Okay, thank you. So next question, give an example of a program being offered in summer 2025. So here you'll want to use the term filter, so you can filter down to summer 25 programs. And then tell me an example, just tell me the program name for a program being offered in summer 2025. You can either unmute yourself or again, answer in the chat. And then also, once you find it, give me the estimated total cost of the program. You're not being graded. This is just to give you the chance to kind of look through the portal. Beautiful. Okay, thank you again, Ellen. Okay, so yes, summer in Belgium and Paris, the cost $2,284. So let's all go and look at that program just to get you an idea. So we can clear our filters again, or I guess I had it typed here, so get rid of that. And then we'll select the term name, summer session 2025. Let's see. And so you said Belgium and Paris. Okay, perfect. So that's the short-term faculty-led summer in Belgium and Paris. So if we click open the program, we can find the cost information on the cost and funding tab. So yes, the cost of attendance is $2,284. And so here it lists kind of what is included and what is not included in that program fee. And that will vary slightly from program to program. Some programs will include the international airfare in the program fee, but others like this program, you will need to purchase your international airfare separately out of pocket. And so that is something to keep in mind. You'll need to check here to make sure whether or not your airfare is included. Tuition will not be included in this amount. So in addition to this program fee, you'll also be charged for 3 credit hours of tuition, and you'll pay for that the same way you pay for other classes. And then for this particular program, 1 meal per day will be the responsibility of the student to pay out of pocket. So the rest of your meals are included in this program fee. Okay. Next question. Find one exchange semester program for spring 2026. And remember, we have some programs that are labeled specifically as exchange semester. Others are labeled as semester abroad. So make sure you're looking at one that's labeled exchange semester program. And then tell me, what is the cost of tuition for that program? So again, a hint is you'll want to use the term filter, select spring 2026, and then make sure it's labeled exchange semester program. Not all at once. It's okay, I'm comfortable waiting. So we can wait a couple minutes while you have the chance to kind of look through the options. Okay. Okay. Let me help you out. I'll give you an example for this one, and I'll show you how to get there. So one exchange semester program for spring 2026. Let's see. We have, if we go back to our search results here, so we want to filter down for the term name. So spring 2026, filter. And so we can select any of these programs. So exchange semester programs, those are labeled as exchange semester in wherever they are. So we can select any of these options. So let's check out this one, exchange semester in Austria at Vorarlberg University. And then what we want to know is the cost of tuition. So if we go here to the cost and funding tab, cost of tuition will be equal to your SEMO tuition. And this estimate is for domestic students who are undergraduate and taking 12 to 15 credit hours. But of course, that might be different if you are an international student or a graduate student. But basically, cost of tuition is the same cost as your usual SEMO tuition for these exchange semester programs. Okay, now can you find one semester abroad program for fall 2025? So search through the portal and see if you can find one labeled as semester abroad. Again, you can use that search bar in the top to just type in specific key terms. So like semester abroad, you could type that in to narrow down the options. And I'll give you about a minute to look for the sake of time. If we don't have any answers, I'll help you out. Okay, awesome. It looks like we have people thinking. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's see. So we have Japan, 3,800 to 4,750, and Puerto Rico. Okay, awesome. So let's check out those options together. So, okay, so if we look for semester abroad, we can see these options here. Let's see, in Japan may have been a program through one of our partners. And I would say that would be also, like if it's a CIE or AIFS program, I would also consider that to be one of our semester abroad programs. For Puerto Rico, we have a couple of options here. So we have Inter-American University, and this would be a semester abroad program. Again, we consider it semester abroad rather than exchange because it's not the same rate of tuition as SEMO. So this is the estimated cost of attendance. So perfect, you got that one. And this will be before airfare and travel insurance costs. So this is kind of your estimated cost of attendance for Puerto Rico, particularly. It is different from our international study abroad programs since Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. You have 2 enrollment options. So this is interesting, different from our other programs, and I wanted to point it out. So you have the option to either enroll concurrently. So that means concurrent enrollment means you're basically splitting enrollment between online courses at SEMO and coursework in person there in Puerto Rico. So for example, if you can only find a couple of classes there in Puerto Rico that fit your schedule, you could take the rest of your classes online through SEMO while you're there in Puerto Rico. Or you do have the option as well to enroll full-time there in Puerto Rico. Okay, next question. Let's see. Can you find one internship program offered in fall 2025? So just give me the name of an internship program and then tell me the estimated total cost for the program and how many credit hours you can earn. This one is a little bit trickier to find the cost information particularly. So I'll give you a couple minutes since this one is a little bit trickier to find or to find the information. And so I'll give you a couple minutes, but if no one has found it, then I can walk you through this as well. Chile, okay. And how many credit hours can you earn on the Chile program? Okay. Okay, so we couldn't find the number of credit hours on the Chile program. Let me see if I can assist. Okay, to help you kind of, whenever you're on your own navigating this information, I want you to kind of have a good understanding of where you can find everything. So to start for this one, if you're looking for internship opportunities, I would recommend you select program type and then internship filter. That will narrow down to internship opportunities. Okay, so let's see. Was it the Teach Abroad in Iquique, Chile that you were looking at? For fun, let's open that one up. So that might be the one you were like, okay, yes, perfect. Okay, so Teach Abroad in Iquique, Chile. So this is for our elementary education and music education majors, which you can see here. It says featured areas of study, elementary education and music education. For this particular program, you can go to the cost and funding tab to find the cost of attendance. So you got that perfect. And then to find the number of credit hours you can earn, let's see, that might be here. For this program, it looks like we may not have that listed actually. So if you ever run into that, I would say we are still developing our study abroad portal. It's fairly new. So if there's ever a program that you're looking at, there's information missing, you'll go to the program overview tab, and then you can find the program contact here, so you can contact whoever's in charge of that program. And so in that case, that would be me. So you can, here's my email, and so you can reach out to me directly, or you can schedule a meeting with me via SupportNet. I would say if there's a time crunch, the fastest way to get in touch with me would be to schedule an appointment through SupportNet. But you can also email me as well, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, so for another program, I wanted to show you particularly most of our intern abroad. So that's for our education majors, but most of our intern abroad opportunities are through our partner companies, including AIFS and CIEE. So I wanted to show you kind of how to find the information for those programs, because as SEMO students, since these are our partners, you can also participate in these programs. You will still be able, you'll still be billed to your SEMO account, so you can use like the payment plan through SEMO to pay for these opportunities. And then financial aid and scholarships will still apply towards the cost. So if you're interested in, let's see, let's make sure we have, okay, so AIFS abroad in Florence, Italy, semester study / internship. We can click on this option to learn more. And these programs that are through AIFS and CIEE, the tabs aren't organized exactly the same way, because these companies are the ones who create the tab information. So I would say the best place to go to get this information, honestly, if you find a program here you're interested in, click on this link here that says view more information. And this will take you to AIFS's website. And then you can read kind of more details on their particular website. So now we can see more easily kind of laid out the information for their program. So the inclusive fees for this program for one semester is $18,790. They have kind of broken down what is included. And it says here you can earn up to 13 semester credits on this internship program. So that's something to note if you are looking at AIFS or CIE programs. I wanted to pull that up so that you see kind of the best way to see their program information is when you click on this link to view more information. Just because kind of here in the portal, it's a little bit difficult to navigate, I think. So I would recommend that you go to this view more information and go directly to their website to preview that particular program. Okay, awesome. So moving on, scholarships. SEMO does offer scholarships, particularly for students who are studying abroad. We have endowed scholarships that are specifically for study abroad students. And so to search for those endowed scholarships, you'll want to go to this website, semo.academicworks.com, and then you can start by searching for study abroad. So if we pull up this website, log in, and then we can search by keyword. So you can type here, study abroad, hit enter, and then that will filter down to many of our study abroad scholarship opportunities. And so you can see here the deadline for these two scholarships is February 1st. We do have additional scholarships that aren't coming up here when we type in the study abroad filter that I want to point out. In the top of my screen, I don't know if you can see here, there's also the Henry Sessoms Endowed Scholarship, and then the Tom and Betty Fulton Scholarship. And so those are two that aren't appearing here that I would also recommend you apply for if you are studying abroad. You can find more information about scholarships and financial aid on our website. So if you're on the study abroad page, you can go to the cost and financial aid tab, and then this will give you more scholarship and financial aid information as well, so that you can reference that. Okay, so the deadlines for our endowed scholarships, most of them are February 1st. There are some that have a March 1st deadline. And that will be scholarships for students who are studying abroad during the next academic year. So I would recommend, since this deadline, February 1st, is before our application deadline for study abroad programs, I would definitely recommend that you apply for scholarships first before you apply necessarily for the program. You don't necessarily have to commit to a study abroad program or even be accepted to a program to apply for these scholarships. The worst that would happen if you're awarded the scholarship and then you decide not to study abroad, you just won't be awarded that scholarship. And so definitely apply for these scholarships if you're considering studying abroad next year at any point. So that would be anywhere from fall 2025 until summer 2026. If you want to study abroad within that time frame, definitely apply now for these study abroad scholarships. More scholarship notes is that I have kind of mentioned this, but you can use, since you are being billed to your SEMO account for any of our study abroad opportunities, you can still use any like normal scholarships that you receive. So any scholarships that you were awarded when you were admitted to Southeast and that you typically receive during a regular semester, you can still use those towards the cost of your study abroad programs, as well as your financial aid. Any financial aid you typically receive can also be used for study abroad. Okay. Something to note, though, is if you do receive any kind of military affiliated benefits or external scholarships through other companies that aren't through our university, those scholarships and benefits may have specific kind of restrictions, and they might have certain types of programs that qualify and others that don't. So you will want to reach out to either the Office of Military and Veterans Affairs, if that's your case, or whatever entity sponsors your external scholarship to make sure they don't have restrictions on study abroad programs that qualify for those types of funding. More ways to fund your study abroad program. In addition to our scholarships and financial aid, I would also recommend that you apply for external scholarships. So if you are participating in one of our partner programs through AIFS, CIEE, or Magellan Exchange, these companies all offer scholarships that SEMO students can apply for if you are participating in one of their programs. Then in addition, I would also recommend you apply for any other external scholarships that you can find. And so a good place to look for these opportunities are these websites, which are listed on that web page that I showed you on the cost and funding tab of our study abroad website. And you can find links to these websites there to kind of help you with your search. But these are all really great websites to search for study abroad scholarship opportunities. In addition, there are also government scholarships that are sponsored by the U.S. government for U.S. citizens who are studying abroad. So one really big one is the Benjamin A. Gilman Scholarship. This scholarship is for Pell eligible students, and you can earn up to $5,000 towards your study abroad program. So that's a really great opportunity to apply for. There is also the Gilman McCain Scholarship, which is for spousal dependents and spousal dependents of military personnel and also Pell eligible students. And so that one is also an award of up to $5,000 that you can use towards your program. Then there also is one called the Critical Need Language Award if you're participating in a language immersion program that's identified as a critical need language. Okay, so I want to show you a testimonial of one of our students who went abroad. So she participated in a short-term program. Let me see if this will work. Okay.
For about 3 weeks, and it was international business. My favorite things was getting to be taught by professors from a lot of different countries. I think we had 4 or 5 different locations. It was called the Midnight Sun Lectures. We got to go and do a lecture up on the top of this mountain in Schmalkalden from about 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. And we had a lecture throughout the whole night and then had music in the morning. It was just a really, really cool experience. It's really interesting to see culturally the differences, but also the things that are the same. We noticed a lot of things when we were there that we weren't expecting, we weren't prepared for, but there are also things that were very similar that show, we're all humans, it's just a little bit different. I think it's definitely important that everybody have an international experience. It just broadens your worldview, and it gives you the ability to empathize with other people and to see other parts of the world. If you're thinking about doing this program, 100% do it. Everybody's willing to work with you. It's super, super fun. Before you go, it's really good to have an idea kind of the culture of what you should expect, because it is different. Definitely do some preparation. But while you're there, just say yes to everything. Do any experience you can, get the most out of it completely. Sleep can wait. You're only there for about a month. Say yes to everything.
Okay, so Grace participated in one of our faculty-led programs that we typically bring back every year. So we have a faculty member in our international business department who leads this program, and it's a 4-week program in Germany near Berlin. So the name of this program in our study abroad portal, if you're interested, is the short-term faculty-led summer in Berlin, Germany. And so I'm going to skip right over that slide just for the sake of time. So why should you study abroad? Why do we offer these opportunities to our students? So there are many benefits of studying abroad. They can be personal, also professional. It gives you the opportunity to be immersed in another culture. So you have the opportunity while you're studying abroad to experience new cultures, improve your language, whether that's a foreign language or just your communication skills, because you are having to go through these kind of real world experiences in a different environment than what you're used to. It also gives you the opportunity to gain new perspectives. So when you're studying abroad, you get kind of out of this bubble of Missouri, and you can go abroad and realize and kind of see the world differently, because you're exposed to new people, new ideas, new places. And so it really expands your worldview and your perspectives. And then we bring that back to campus, and that also enriches our campus community, because then we have all of your new ideas that you gain during that experience abroad. And these experiences are also great to put on your resume. So again, it's not a vacation. These study abroad opportunities are educational experiences. And so they are really great to add to your resume. You can add it under the education section or miscellaneous, and add that you participated in this study abroad program, earned however many credit hours. And then that shows that you have this international experience in an academic setting. You also, with these programs, you have the opportunity not only to get your education here at SEMO, but then also have the access to another top quality educational institution in another country. So it's a great complement to your education here at SEMO. You're not only taking classes here during your 4-year degree, but then you can spend maybe a semester or even 3 weeks in another country. And like Grace said, she was able to work with many different professors from many different countries. And so it really enriches your academic experience as well. And not only that, but you have the opportunity to make lifelong friendships and professional connections as well during these programs. So you're meeting faculty abroad, students abroad, that could be really great connections for you and could last for the rest of your life. And new opportunities could present themselves to you that way, whether that's professional experiences or personal things in the future. But definitely you'll be able to make connections for your future. And then in addition to those career benefits, you also have many personal benefits for participating in these programs. So you'll be able to develop essential life skills like resilience and independence by participating in these programs. So a check-in with you all. I would like to know how confident you feel about planning your study abroad experience. After this presentation, how confident do you feel that you can get started kind of researching options and find the information you need? You know who to contact. Okay, that's pretty good. At least we're not crying yet. Okay. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit, at least maybe neutral, but maybe a little bit better than where you started today. And I would say if you're not feeling completely confident, that's totally okay. Today's session, study abroad, is a lot of information, so we tried to make it digestible, give you the information that you need to get started. And so the biggest thing I want you to know is that the study abroad portal and our study abroad website are resources for you, where you can go to research programs. But then I am also a resource for you as well. So I want you to know as well that after this presentation, if you don't take anything else away, just know that if you are confused, you can reach out to me with questions. The best ways to do that would be either through email, if you have some time, like if you don't need a response right away, through email, or if you have kind of a time crunch, you need the answer within the next day or so, maybe sign up for an appointment with me on SupportNet so you can make sure we have the chance to talk in person. Okay, so little quiz time. Okay, so everyone can join the quiz if you're able to. We have 5 minutes left. So again, you're not being graded. This is just to kind of help me get a better understanding of what information is missing, what do we need to improve, what are you understanding, what you're not understanding. Awesome, thank you. We have some people rolling in. I'll give it a couple of seconds before we get into the questions. Okay. So, and you can join, if you missed it, you can still join. But what is study abroad? You have 15 seconds to answer the question. You'll have to select it on your phone or whatever device you're using for the quiz. Okay, awesome. So study abroad is not a vacation. Again, it's an academic program that offers the opportunity to earn credits while traveling overseas. Great job. Awesome. We have Nadia in first place. I hope I said that correctly. How many credits can students typically earn on short-term programs? Okay, perfect. Yes, great job. Okay, yes, you can earn from 3 to 6 credit hours on these short-term programs. Awesome, great job. When should I get study abroad courses approved? So when should you talk to your department chair about your courses? Looks like we have our answers. Awesome, great job. Yes, you should do this before your program begins. Okay, true or false? Freshmen can participate in faculty-led programs. Let's see, I think we have our answers in. Awesome job. Yes, freshmen can participate in faculty-led programs. Maybe not all programs, but there are faculty-led programs that are open to freshmen. Good job. Okay, the blank can determine SEMO course equivalencies of coursework taken abroad. So who needs to evaluate your courses and decide what the SEMO equivalent is? This one's tricky. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm the study abroad coordinator, so I cannot evaluate academic credit to see kind of what is the SEMO course equivalent. But you can always reach out to me if you're not sure who to reach out to, so that's not a bad answer. But you will be reaching out to the Director of International Business Programs if you're taking courses within the Harrison College of Business and Computing. But if you're taking courses in any other subject area, you'll reach out to the department chair of that subject area. Great job. Okay, where should I go to apply for study abroad programs? So where do you need to research and apply for your programs? I think we have all our answers. Great, good job. Okay, yes, so you'll submit an online application on the study abroad portal. Who should I contact first with questions about study abroad? Great job. Yes, you will contact the study abroad coordinator with the Office of International Education and Services. Awesome. And I know we are right at time. I'll stick around for a few minutes. Does anyone have any questions? You can type questions in the chat or you can unmute yourself and ask as well. But again, what I really want you to take from today is that the Study Abroad portal is a resource where you can search for programs, apply for programs, And then if you have any questions or you feel like information is missing, you can reach out to me via email or schedule an appointment with me on SupportNet.